Hi, I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to work on a scrunchie on the serger, and we're going to use some fun decorative thread. I have my strip of fabric here cut at 20 inches by 3 inches, and then you're going to fold it in half lengthwise, and you're just going to cut out a little corner, so a 1/2 inch down and a 1/4 inch over on both ends. And we're just going to use that exposed stitch with the serger, and so that's why we need to cut that little L on both ends. And then when you look at the serger here, we have a 3 thread wide, and we have the 2 decorative threads in the upper and lower looper. So then after we have that all set up 3 thread wide, we're just going to run the serger blade along this edge here. So we're going to keep this folded wrong sides together because we want it to be an exposed stitch. And we're just going to run that edge along the blade to where it just nicks little slivers of fabric off. So I have this set up as a 3 thread wide, but I did take the stitch length down close to 1, just a few notches above 1. All right, we're gonna run this off, and you want a serger tail at the beginning and the end because it really helps to hide it. So we have a serger tail here, and then we have a serger tail at the beginning. And then you can see how pretty that 3 thread wide turned out with that decorative thread that's going to be exposed and show on the outside. And then we need to get our piece of elastic. So I have 1/4 inch elastic, 6.5 inches long. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the safety pin on one side of your elastic, and then we're going to start feeding it through our scrunchie. Okay, and then you want to get that elastic tail even with the edges of your scrunchie down here. Don't want to lose it, so don't pull it too fast or too hard. So I have it right down there at the bottom, and I want to kind of hold that in place. So I'm just going to take this serger tail out of the way momentarily, and then I'm just going to change my stitch length to like 2.5 or 3 just to kind of hold it in place. Normally I'd probably maybe switch back to regular thread or even use my sewing machine to hold this in place. But that's going to hold it just perfect for us. So that's going to hold that elastic in place for you while you continue to move the elastic through the scrunchie. So let me clip some of these extras off because I don't want to get them confused. Okay, so we still have the serger tail that we ended with, and then I just clipped this down so that it can be tucked in the other side, and you'll see what I mean here in a second. All right, so we're going to continue feeding this through. Got an extra thread there that I need to clip. That's from the fabric. All right, so we have that all the way through. And then what you're going to want to do is take this edge, take it over to your sewing machine and stitch that right in place, okay? And we're going to stitch that over the other elastic piece, and then we're going to tuck one inside of the other and clean up our ends here. So I've taken this over to my sewing machine and I've stitched the elastic. I've overlapped it over the beginning and I stitched my elastic into place. And now we're just going to hide all of this. On the side that's open, you're going to want to tuck the raw edges in. On both sides. And then you can take as much serger thread tail that you want, and you can stick that on the inside as well. Okay, and that's on the side that is still open, right? So you can hide some of that end there so that it looks really pretty. And then you'll take your beginning, okay, where the elastic is stitched in place, and you're just going to put that on the inside of the open end until you hide all of that elastic. Okay, and then any of the serger tail from the beginning, you can clip it down a little bit and tuck that in as well. Just takes a little bit of finagling to get it to look right. Okay, and then what you'll do from there, stick that in there, is place those together, the top edges, as evenly as you can. If you need to use a pin to kind of hold that into place, you certainly can. And then you're going to take it over to your sewing machine and you're going to stitch right down here. So you're going to do kind of a back stitch here and then come all the way down and back stitch, making sure that you catch everything right in place. So it's going to end up looking like that at your join. And then you have a cute little scrunchie. Such a fun project, very quick, and then you can do some really fun things with decorative thread around the edges, and it's an exposed stitch, so it's kind of fun. For more tips and tricks, check out babylock.com.